Morning. I'm Mark Morabito, founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Intrepid Metals. We're exploring for high-grade base and precious metals in southern Arizona exclusively. So I founded the company about 5.5 years ago. I have a long history in Arizona. There is a producing copper mine there now called Gunnison, where I was chairman for 12 years. Took it through permitting, 2.5 years start to finish, both state and federal, in the same county where our flagship project is now. So when I left that company, I had an agenda, and that is to stay in the region that I knew well, that I had a major permitting success, and put together a portfolio of properties that could be developed, but unlike last time for me, rather than go through permitting, but package them up for sale or to attract strategic partners as quickly as possible. So fast track potential, a lot of private land. BLM is very cooperative in the area because there's no one to oppose our work. There's already an existing mine in the area. We're looking for large-scale porphyry systems, and we've got a very experienced team. Some of the team members there, all of whom have experience, as you can see, at larger companies, names you recognize well. And we also have a strategic partner. TAC recently invested 9.9%. Capital structure, you can see, and the stock chart. Let's talk about this. We chose the more difficult path. We did not, even though we could have, put out a resource, a maiden resource. We did not seek bank coverage. We did not want to do a resource. What we wanted to do, because the setting, as I'll show you, is the permitting risk is non-existent and all of the ingredients are there to permit and develop quickly. We just wanted to drill and follow a program of putting out results that would attract a strategic partner early. That's good because it worked. But it was tough because we didn't have that third-party validation that investors look for throughout the period prior to that. So we were an underreported story from that standpoint. But that's good in terms of the timing now because we're into a bull market. We've got a great project and we have a strategic partner, and because we were underreported, there's a lot of upside left in the story. So 90 million shares outstanding. The warrant number, it says 19 million at 45. That's not true. It's come off about 4 or 5 million, probably 5 now, since this was printed. Those warrants are all coming in and being taken down. So the market cap is still quite low relative to what we have. We're only now starting to promote the story since we got the tech investment on board and be more aggressive in that regard. Our flagship project is the Corral Copper Project. We also have 2 others, Tombstone South and Mesa Well. I'm not going to talk about those. That's not what tech came in for. However, I would point out that both of those, now that we have the strategic partner for Corral, our exploration team is going to mobilize over to those other 2 projects. Corral has taken all of our bandwidth up until now because it had the highest potential of delivering quick results and attracting a strategic investor. Everybody knows Arizona is a Tier 1 mining jurisdiction. We're in the best county in the state of Arizona. As I told you before, my last project in that county, 2.5 years permitted, start to finish, both federal and state. You have a very welcoming environment, and you have this very rare landscape where you have rail, power, interstates, fantastic secondary roads, unchallenging topography, and almost nobody there. So those that are there are starved for work. It's a high unemployment rate, so they welcome mining, and the Gunnison project is proof of that. This is the landscape in the area. You can see Corral, Tombstone South. Tombstone South is located right by the town of Tombstone, which itself is an old mining town. It's famous for a gunfight, but it was built on the back of a mine. You can see the infrastructure here. So our land is large blocks of private and patented ground. So it says short permitting times. For a lot of that ground, we don't have any permitting time. We simply tell them what we're going to do. And then we go do it. So we notify them. So for us, our projects all move at a very, very quick pace because we don't have to wait for permits. We're 35 kilometers north of the historical Bisbee camp. That's a Copper Queen mine, which was a huge money maker, and we think an analog to what we have here. So you can see all the infrastructure, the generating stations, the rail networks, the interstates, the secondary roads, and what you don't see is the aquifer, of course, because it's underground. We're not competing with commercial agriculture in this region, so nobody's growing pecans and almonds near us like they are up north. And people fight about water down there, let me tell you. But we don't have to worry about that where we are. It is the perfect location, and it's why Johnson Camp, just there right by the interstate, was permitted in record time. Basically what I had to do here, because I knew all the majors were interested in what was going on here, and I wanted to attract them as partners, is get rid of the risk. There's no permitting risk, but what I did have to do was get rid of the ownership risk. And that was the big problem. You had a bunch of landowners, different landowners that had owned pieces of property where work was done in the past. None of it was coordinated, and they were all fighting each other. So I had to corral them. That's why it's called corral, under one roof, my roof. And my currency to them was, I just got another mine permitted in this area. You guys aren't getting anything done, so throw your lot in with me and we'll take it forward. That was the pitch. Then, because they were fighting so much in the past that they were literally destroying each other's drill core, it got ridiculous. And so we had to go out and we had to re-drill off of historical records. So we went out there and we punched holes in 2024, 2025. Some of them were confirmatory holes, others not. And you can see the results, 112 meters of 1.5% copper, half a gram per ton gold, 8 gram per ton silver, et cetera, et cetera. The results speak for themselves, and they've been consistent all along. These are CRD targets. The real prize is the porphyry, and that's what Teck is in for, because the CRDs in this part of the world are always associated with porphyry. As soon as we put out those drill results, what happened? Rio Tinto staked around one side of us, Ivanhoe Electric on the other. This piece of land is now in play, and all our drilling is expansive. And with Teck on board now, they're going to guide us to all the next targets. Teck investment was $4 million for 9.9. Don't be surprised if that goes up at some point. And we've got a 24-month exploration and development program planned with them. And we're drilling for the porphyry now. We haven't done that yet, and we didn't want to until we had made the case that a porphyry was nearby. And we've made that case. And right now, Teck can go up to 15%. Well, I say don't be surprised if the number goes up. And we run the program together. We've done a lot of work and drilling, but we've spent about 8 million Canadian to date, and that was enough to define the CRD style mineralization. But now with Teck, we're going to go find the porphyry. It's similar to the Copper Queen, which was a big money maker in the region, and is similar in many ways. And so that's the analog that we're doing. We're looking for that buried porphyry, and all the evidence is it's within 400 or 500 meters of where we've been drilling. And this is the evidence for it, the rocks. Some of those rocks are from the guts of a porphyry. They just simply can't move far. I hope you found that interesting. Any more questions, we're around. Thank you.